Okay, this week the mini lesson is going to be kind of separate from the overview. So there is going to be are going to be two videos that you'll notice, and I'm not sure if it'll let me load both of them into announcements, but you'll find the screencast video. I'm sorry, this is the screencast video. You'll find the VoiceThread video that I'm going to refer to later. And let me get the right syllabus up here. Sorry about that. I pulled my Word doc and thought I had the right one up. Going to the syllabus just to kind of walk through the discussion board expectations. Things are a little bit different this week. This is one of the writing classes I teach. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Looking at this week, we are kind of wrapping up the last of our thoughts on feedback, peer interactions, and self-reflection in feedback. And we're going to be jumping in from here just to kind of give you the lay of the land in week 10 and through the end into mini lessons. And at this point, you've gotten a lot of equipment to handle mini lessons because you've built a lot of the tasks. You've researched a lot of materials, and now we're going to look at lessons. And so that's what we're actually doing for the rest of the almost the rest of the course. We're going to end with the classroom management piece. At this point, I'm really disappointed. I do not have the elementary teacher's videos yet, and I hate to bug her since she's doing it on volunteer time for me. But starting next week, I will load elementary writing materials, and I may even load them this week as I'm thinking about it so that you have some ideas for how to finish up your wiki. Okay, here's the short version of what we're doing this week. For in our reading, we're going to be watching, I know, kind of ironic that we're watching and reading, a peer editing and writing process webcast that was published by Turnitin.com. I thought that'd be kind of interesting. And a new resource to explore, K-12 Reader. I know we're talking a lot about writing, but I want to kind of shift the focus to reading this week a bit too. And then there's an article about writing across the K-12 curriculum, and just a review of resources that you might want to look at. We've got the Nancy Schrock's Guide to Everything website and the readwritethink.org. These are just review resources, and I will add in just the page of resources that the elementary teacher that I've been working with gave me for those of you who are writing for elementary courses. But they also, I don't know, you can probably forge through them and find some things for high school courses as well. She's a real sharp teacher. Like I said, I wish I had a video for you, but I don't right now. If we look here at the discussion board this week, you're going to be the writer. Would you please craft a sample response to one of your writing tasks developed in your wiki? It doesn't have to be polished. And then in replies, you're going to be the student editor. Now, I don't want you to write like a student. I want you to write like an adult or like a sample. I think it's nice to have sample replies to writing tasks so you can show students what you really want. And then in your replies, again, you can be the student editors. You can give feedback and suggestions. Just kind of practice that little piece. In our blog this week, we're going to reflect on the discussion board writing experience. I want you to take what you've done on the discussion board this week and then apply it to the blog. Use one of your reflection tools, in other words, feedback tool or something that you're experimenting with using in your wiki this week. Use one of those or a tool from the text and resources to complete the reflection. In other words, I want you to walk through the student reflection process. You're going to write, you're going to give peer feedback, and then you're going to reflect on your own writing experience using some sort of worksheet that you either research out through the things I've given you or that you create yourself. Want to give you, just to remind you of the student position. I know you're a student right now, but I also think it'd be good to have these sample tools and to do a think aloud with students and show them what you've done as a writer. We've talked about at the very beginning, writing with our students. Now we're putting that into practice. For the wiki this week, you're going to create the tools students will need to complete a self-reflection or a self-evaluation, as well as a peer feedback session. And I believe last week, we talked about, okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure the wording was the same. I know sometimes I've muffed that up for you. So this is just a continuation of last week. You're writing the materials that you would need to support self-reflection, self-evaluation, and peer feedback. You can use one set for every one of your writing prompts if that works, but you may need to tweak them out for them to work for all four. I'd like something for each of the writing tasks, each of the 4 writing tasks you've created. I don't mind if you use them over, that's not like going to ding your grade, but make sure that they work for all 4. So you might have a similar peer feedback for every one of them, or you might even graduate it and say, okay, this is going to be kind of a first step, and then this is a second step, and this is, that kind of thing. Any approach is fine. I want to do a quick preview of this week's extra video. It's a VoiceThread video, and it's a way to interact with a presentation and with each other. You're going to want to do multiple visits to it to see what people say, but basically it's going to be a tool for generating ideas for writing like a reader. And we're going to talk about weaknesses that readers have that we might be able to fix through writing, and talk about exercises that might help us focus writers on tasks that would actually make them stronger readers. See what you think about it. Participate with it, and if you have any questions at all with it, let me know. The one tricky thing is once you open up the link, to find there's 2 ways that you can give feedback. You can type things in like chat, or you can speak into a microphone. And when I did it, I thought my webcam was working, but it wasn't, so you're not going to see my face, or you're going to see like a little icon of my head come up, and then it's going to like be my voice talking. But the way you find those tools are kind of down along the bottom, and there's like a toolbar. It will be a kind of floating toolbar that will pop up above the toolbar that's first visible. If you have questions with it, let me know, and I can see if I can do more to help you with that. Have a great week.